Hello, friends. I hope you're all doing well by the grace of God. I would like to do this video as an update on how I'm doing. I'm not making this about me at all. Please forgive me if it comes across that way. All I'm trying to say is how God has been helping and leading me through this valley experience that I am going through right now. I'm not out of the woods yet. The situation has not gotten any better. It has only escalated. And the thoughts about what she did, why she did, how can she do this, all of that are haunting me literally. Like every second it is flashing in my mind. So the update that I'm giving has got nothing to do with any betterment of the situation. But what I wanted to drive at is a couple of things. When you are going through these kind of valley experiences, the prayer that comes out of you is very intense and it is super short as a one-liner sometimes. And I'm not generalizing this. I'm not saying that is how it has to be, but that is how it is to me. And I heard this from a very famous preacher, which also adds a little bit of credibility that this is mostly the natural reaction from people who are hurting bad. So I can pray long prayers, earnest prayers, but this experience right now is the only prayer that is coming out of me is very short, but with deep intensity, with greater intensity. So all I was asking, Lord, is like with such sadness from the depths of my heart, I was like looking up and say, Lord, show me a way out of this. Because it feels like there's no end in sight, and not just one. Little things here and there, like something breaking up, unexpected expense, health, not having, let's just say it's not the best. So many things, one after the other, for like 2 months now. So that's one thing I wanted to say. It's okay to have those short one-line prayers with such great intensity coming out of the depths of your heart, and God is still hearing you. And that day when I was feeling the most, I felt like I want to resign the job, but I wanted to stay and fight as also, because my intention is that this person will not do the same thing to another person if this remains unchecked. I'm not a police, I'm not one in authority, but all I'm trying to do is I'm using God as my biggest source of strength and influence. And with the God, I want to fight this. Through God, you shall do valiantly. That's one verse. And the other verse is, I wanted to hear some preaching on how to get some strength through these situations. So I heard this preacher preach on Psalm 13. Psalm 13 is about David crying out to God, how long, O Lord? Will you forget me forever? So it's like when the situation doesn't seem to end quickly and you are in the thick of it, it is glad to know that our forefathers from the Bible have gone through this And you might have read about it a lot of times, but when you are in that situation, in that deep pain, and you relate to that agony in your heart, it only gives us strength. It did that to me. I derived strength. And the preacher said something that gave me the biggest boost that I needed. He quoted Jeremiah chapter 11, verse 11. It says, "The Lord is like a fearsome warrior, and my persecutors will stumble. They will not overtake me, and their eternal dishonor will not be forgotten." I somehow gained so much strength from that verse, thinking I am not feeling self-pity. My judgment is not clouded, because based on that verse, what I'm thinking is correct and valid in my situation, and that this person who is trying to persecute me will not triumph over me. And that's exactly what I wanted to hear. So this is like a amazing validation from God himself through his promise that I got to hear, and it gave me the boost. Okay. Second, well, I have said two things already. There was another thing. So the first thing was, out of the depths of our hearts comes out short prayers with such intensity when you're going through pain, and it is okay. You don't have to feel guilty about not praying enough in that thick of the situation. Okay? And share with others who are real, genuine people who have your best interest at their heart, like parents and very close people who would pray for you willingly and want to check on you and want to see you thrive. Those kind of people. It can be one or two or more if you're super blessed. Okay, so that's one thing. Share, and don't do this all alone, because it will knock you down, and that's what Satan wants. Okay, so use God as your fearsome warrior, and it's like an adult, a powerful, physically powerful, strong adult coming to rescue a little child who's being bullied at school. It's something like that. And the other one is, so we were hearing some songs on YouTube, and there was this song on Romans 8:28, all things work together for good to those who love God. And kids have heard that, and they were like, no, that's not true. Because on that day, we had a couple of things broken at home all of a sudden, which resulted in unexpected expenses and a lot of work. And I had COVID, and the fatigue when someone gets COVID. And I also had to jump in, and because it was a leak, water leak from the washer. Water leaked in the laundry room and also in the basement from this leak. And what I'm trying to say is, I'm not making a big deal out of little troubles, but I'm saying little troubles, one after the other, for like over 2 months now, all unexpected, that you're not prepared to deal with. And it'll try to shake you. But again, one more verse in the family portion that said, I have always said, the Lord before me, he's at my right hand, I will not be shaken. Though it feels like he's not by my right hand, that word is an affirmation that he is at our right hand and that he will see us through. So when the kids also were observing all that is going with you, and they have their own imaginations and thought process about seeing these things, and then the verse says all things work together for good. It is a teachable moment where you can say, it could have been worse. we would have been in a worse situation, but we're not. God saved it, protected us from much more damage or from much more. And these things happen, it's just life, but God will carry us through. These things will not, these are not the end for us. So there are many more wise, smart things you can say, but right now I am not in a great mode to teach them more. But just that instant thought that that we told them. So that's one. That's the other thing. And one other thing is there was this song that I really liked. It came out recently. I guess it's been a few months, but I really liked it, and I'm listening to it on loop. It's a Telugu song. Balaparachumu, Sthiraparachumu. Lokashila vaipu chudakunda, lokasilaku jadiyakunda, which means don't be scared of worldly people. First time I heard, several times I heard, I didn't understand what it means by being scared of worldly people, but now I'm in the thick of it. Like, of course, it is scary to fight against your boss at workplace because now you don't have any strength, and the HR will support your boss, especially since it's just you and her in this team and there's nobody else, and that there's no third person, there's no third set of eyes, nothing. HR will always take sides with the people in power or authority. So it will be scary, but until now I don't have fear at all. But I definitely am being afflicted in my mind with the thoughts about how did it come to this, and how much it feels like backstabbing, and or just sudden and shocking, and very, very sad, and that I want to find another job as soon as I get another job. I can just jump and forget all this, and just a whole host of thoughts. So those are the things that I wanted to say, that there are things to learn. God will encourage you and sustain you, and you can teach your kids about how to overcome. And I have shared Jeremiah 20:11 with the kids of how God spoke to me and gave me the strength. So sharing with them every time you feel like God talked to you and encouraged you and strengthened you and instructed you, corrected you, disciplined you, all of that, sharing with them will prepare them also for their future to face these situations and not just give up. Thank you so much for letting me share what's happening with me. And thank you so much for listening. And I hope this will bless at least one or two. Yeah, that's my hope in doing all these videos. So thank you so much. God bless. Bye.